Alright, what's up guys? It's Mitch or Deity from Hunters for Hire, and today we're going to be doing some kind of new thing that I thought would be really fun to do with the channel, a way to get the community more connected, basically. So what we're going to be doing is a viewer set build. Uh, Today I have Kaizel or Isaac. He's going to be showing off a Greatsword set that he came up with, and I'll introduce him right now. You there, Isaac?
Hello.
Alright, so
Uh,
his mic seems to be working. Hopefully. All right. This is the first time we're doing
yes.
this too, so there will probably be some problems. I'm going to try to cut out any problems that we have, but just know this won't be the smoothest. But with that being said, I want to do a bunch of these. So if you are out there and you have sets that you want shared on the channel, then the best way to do this right now, what he did was PlayStation 4 captured his thing and then uploaded to YouTube. There's going to be a billion ways. If you have a capture card, you can record, upload to YouTube, and get it from there. Screen sharing is an option if you can streamline your game to your or computer. That's a way. There's a bunch of different ways. So if you're wanting to do this, but you think you don't have a way to record, we'll find a way to make it work. So the way we're going to do this is you'll have to be part of the Discord because I'd like to talk to you. If you want to do it without talk and want to just do text, we can do that too. But talking is going to be the more important part if we can get that, just so you can fully explain and better explain than through text the reasons you went with certain skills over other skills, why, just basically why you did what you did. I'm going to pass it over to Isaac here in just a second. The biggest thing with it is just join the Discord. There will be a Discord link down in the description and in like the pinned comment on this video. So you just click that link, it'll take you straight into Discord. And then if you're looking, I'm going to make a channel in the Discord. If you're looking to try to get a video made with the set you have, you'll share a picture of the set with the skills in the Discord, and then we're going to go over it and make sure it's not copied from somebody else. Because if you just go to like I guess like a Team Dark Side, or I guess there's the Monster Hunter Math guys, I'm sure they do a lot of build sets. If it's like a copy of one of their builds, we don't want to do it. We want you to try to be unique. I know we are limited on what is available to us, and that's just how Monster Hunter World it works, how it worked before. You just only have so many set things, and there's always things that just tower over the rest. So you are limited, but there are always little variations you can do. So try to make it unique and try to make it your own if you want to try to showcase it. If not, then those other people already have those videos up for a reason. But I'm going to go ahead and pass it over to Isaac right now to start going
Hello.
over stuff.
So starting with the build, since we moved over into Master Rank, the use of attack boost has kind of gone down because it's giving flat damage and just only that 5% affinity. So the meta has kind of shifted over into using critical eye, especially since early on in the Master Rank they give you that critical eye +4 gem. So it makes it very accessible to pretty much any build can go into critical eye 7, and that's just and they buffed critical eye, so now we have 40% affinity flat. There's no stamina requirements, there's no weak spot. You got 40% affinity. It's pretty much the meta. It's really good, and I would almost recommend at least trying to go for at least level 4 for it. Handicraft 5 is for the Greatsword because it technically only needs 3 points in handicraft to hit purple sharpness, but unless you're going to be running a protective polish setup, which I'm not a personal fan of, then you would go for handicraft 5, and that should let you operate in a normal zone before the monster runs off without having to sharpen and maintain purple sharpness, which is a huge damage boost. Then we're going to I chose health boost because I really like the health boost. It's very safe, and especially against these very strong monsters, because eventually you'll be going in against Savage Devil Joe or some of the tempered monsters, and a lot of the health can help. Even with the increased amount of defense, it's going to be very good for you, but you don't always have to go for that. You can always switch off to use Quick Sheath if you really want that for Greatsword, or you can use some Divine Protection. You can put like 1 point in your 1 point of Divine Protection, put the other 2 points in your upgraded Rocksteady Mantle whenever you finish the quest for that, so that when you put your mantle on, you have a full level 3 Divine Blessing ready. But that's what I chose for it. You can obviously change that out for something else that's a level 1 skill. If you have 3 attack jewels, for example, and you somehow want to get attack 4 But that's ultimately up to you to decide. I chose health boost because I like that and it's a safe pick. Crit boost, you're on a great sword. Crit boost is good. It's it's going from 25% to 40%. That's a lot for a great sword when you're dealing with hundreds. Weakness exploit. Weakness exploit is pretty much bread and butter for greatsword. It used to be for everything, but now even more so, it's for great. It's pretty good for greatsword because you're focusing on weak spots, and you're also a heavy weapon, so you can wound. It's pretty much just, I want to say just built for greatsword, but it's pretty much designed for a greatsword in mind, because with this and the critical eye, you're at 90% crit. You can further augment the weapon to get 100% crit, but that's on you, for you to decide if you want to do that or if you would rather go for health augment. Then I went focus level 3. It's obvious. You're a great sword. This reduces your charge time drastically. Even if you're just going to be using your shotgun slinger into TCS or true charge slash and just trying to spam that out as much, that's just going to help save you some frames to be able to land those hits, or to be able to or transfer into a shoulder bash so that you can stay alive. It's core for any great sword, I think. I used Part Breaker level 3 because I think this is one of the skills that is kind of really symbolic for what a great sword does. You're alongside with the hammer for breaking things, but also I would say you're one of the best tail cutters. This just again is an add-on to what you can do with the great sword, and it helps a lot with your farming, especially early on in the game. And I used it and I like it a lot because it helps out my team when we're trying to say like break a Zenogre's head, because you have to break his head twice and it takes a lot of work. Same for like a Glavenus tail. But if you don't like using Part Breaker or you don't want to do that, you can always change that out for the Flawless gem. You go for peak performance, and that's just more damage. That's 20 raw, 20 attack, and that just can translate to a lot more damage overall. But that's on y'all. That's on y'all to decide that. And finally, obviously, non-elemental boost. It got nerfed in Iceborne's release, but it's still really good. It adds about 60, 80 total damage in the end. I would say if you're running element raw greatsword, it's what you should be using. And that's all I got.
It sounds like a good set, but I've been playing with you, and one of the first hunts we did early on, you were running Heartbreaker 3, and we were fighting a Glavenus, and I had fought a bunch of Glavenus at that point and never got the tail cut. Just the groups we had, we'd have plenty of blade users, and then we were in a call with some other people too, and they're like, oh yeah, try to break its tail. I was like, there's no way we're breaking its tail. And then like 5 minutes in, you already had its tail broke. I was like, what in the world? Okay, this is definitely something to start looking into. And
Glavenus is a bit tricky to break the tail, but it just requires a lot of work. And a lot of the time, and there are some cases where trying to break Glavenus's tail, and he ends up dying before it happens.
yeah,
But Heartbreaker's been helping a lot, and my advice to that is just start with the tail from the beginning. The head will get broken some other time.
yeah, anyone could break the head. Your range users could easily break the head, so no reason for you to focus that. One thing too with that though, like you said, it's really good for farming, especially like early game or like middle of Iceborne. So you're trying to get all the monster parts you can, but then after you were saying to use peak performance, do you think when using peak performance, say at first you might want to go with like an infinity augment and then later on switch to like a health augment once you put peak performance on?
You can go for the affinity. It's ideally, or in my opinion, I wouldn't be going for the affinity just because you're at 90%. It feels a bit greedy, but ultimately,
True.
if you're trying to go for speed, if you're going for speed runs, yes, I would do it. And I would pair that with peak performance. But I'm no speed runner. I'm not the best great sword user. I'm not like Kanto or anything. So I'm gonna go for what's safe and what's reliable. So I'm gonna run health augment, and eventually I might consider like dropping Part Breaker for peak performance, because that's just gonna skyrocket the damage even further, and
Oh
I can
yeah.
reliably keep it up because of how much health I'm gonna be returning, especially when I'm critting for at least 1,000.
Yeah, that's one thing too. Is a lot of set builds that people make and make videos on. That's what I used to always make videos on, is how to make the strongest build possible. How to always just push maximum damage numbers. But for like this build, it's really smart to start pushing builds like this out to people, because sometimes like there's different levels of skill in players. Like you said, you're no Kanta, which I don't think any of us are. Is an animal, but with that you're running health boost 3, which health boost 3 is like having that extra, isn't it 50 health?
Yeah, it's 50. It pretty much, even if you don't eat and everything, you're pretty much sitting at the normal health.
Okay, so yeah, sitting at 150 health and getting it boosted up to 200 after you eat with that skill, like that's going to keep you alive. And a big problem right now is people feigning. I'm sure if you guys are looking for builds, you've already been in the quest, you have all these people feigning. You try to call in like random people through SOS to help you. They come in, they faint right away, fail the quest for you. So like by pushing some survivability mixed with damage builds, I feel like it's going to be very good overall. So that's part of why I really like this build when you shared it. And I was like, just the idea of doing viewer builds, I was like, this could be really good to help people out and just start having people not failing in hunts.
A lot of builds are going to come, like a lot of the more popular builds are focusing around damage. Like this is how you're going to do the best damage, but it's going to all come down to player skill. If you can't pull off that SAD on your charge blade every time, it's not going to matter that you have 100% crit or the highest raw, because you're not gonna be able to survive for it. You have to learn the monsters, and this is just to give you some breathing room so that you won't be feigning and ruining your quests or other people's quests.
Yeah, and then this gives you the room to have some drawbacks where you can improve at the game. You get a little bit of extra health, so you can take another additional hit, which will keep you alive, and then hey, you can now keep trying and learn the monsters' moves even better. So it just it gives a good opportunity to improve overall at Monster Hunter as well. But do you have anything else you want to talk about?
Not. I wouldn't say not really. If there's only one thing that's really a downside to this build, and I wouldn't say it's a downside. It's just like a black stain on it, and it's that eventually the handicraft charm will be upgraded. If you're going to use the handicraft charm, which you should, it's going to get upgraded to +4, and it will eventually give you 4 points of handicraft. So with this current build, it will once you get to that point, it will have handicraft 6, which is not helpful at all. So there's too much, and there's 1 point wasted. I've not yet seen if there's a variation that would have just properly use that, like using the Hornitar beta legs, but that's something I'll have to figure out later once I actually have the handicraft charm fully upgraded. But as of right now, this is the build I'm going to be using almost everywhere, because it's really safe and I can work with it really well.
Yeah, this is a build that I'm going to be making probably next. Like I'm going to finish my bow builds obviously first, but it's probably going to be my first non-range build. So just so I can get some wiggle room to get back used to melee weapons, and just get back into actual not cheesy Monster Hunter, because bows I still feel like I'm cheesing the monster so bad. So alright, well thank you for doing this video. Like I said again, if you guys want to do a video like this, that you have a set build you want to talk about, or something unique that you want to showcase and get spread out to people, join the Discord. Like I said, link down in the description and at the top of the comments, and just message. I'm going to create the room after we're done with this call actually. But I guess that's all we got to cover. So thank you again, Isaac. I'll let you say your last words.
Well, I hope I'll see y'all in the Discord. Maybe you'll get to hunt with me.
Oh yeah, definitely looking for more people to hunt with so we can grind some endgame stuff, because he's like, Isaac's way ahead of me, and there's not many people at that stage of the game, so everyone's good is the good thing, but the problem is it's hard to like SOS and get people into your hunts consistently. So
reliable ones.
Yeah, reliable ones. So alright, well that wraps us up. Thank you guys for watching. Like I said again, join the Discord, share your builds. If you like this idea of a video, if you could drop a like and subscribe, helps the channel out a ton. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.